Hello, so here I have a list of users and all of them have an email and a status, and at the moment you see all the users are active. And I'm going to have a checkbox where I select a few users and mark all of them as disabled. And you see I click disabled, and now only the users that I selected with this checkbox have become disabled. So this is the feature that we're going to build in this episode. Checkboxes to update multiple records at the same time. And let's actually start. So we're not going to start from a new empty application. We've already got a scaffold of users. A user has an email and a status. In our routes we have just the resources for users. And we have a single view, single controller action, just to display all the users. In the user model, I've added an enum for user status to be either active or disabled. In the index, we have the count of active users and of disabled users, and then we render the user's partial. And the user's partial has nothing deviating from the default scaffold. Okay, so let's have a look at our application once again. We have just a list of users. And let's add a checkbox next to each of the users. How can we do it? For this, we are going to go to the user partial and add a checkbox tag. So equals checkbox tag. And then we are going to pass user IDs. Then the value that we are going to pass is going to be the user.id, so the ID of this particular user. And then the third variable is going to be whether the checkbox is checked by default or no. So we are going to say nil, that we haven't done any selection here at all. And then we're going to say that we're going to allow multiple values, so multiple true. Okay, and let's have a look at what we have. So you see next to each user, we have this checkbox. Let's try to have a look at the HTML of the checkbox. So you see value is 2, name user IDs. Okay, yeah, we'll need to also add an empty array here. So let's have a look. Okay, so the name is user IDs, value 2. I go to another one. Let's have a look at inspect element. It is also user IDs and the value is 4. Okay, so we'll be able to have all these checkboxes, but we need to submit them somewhere. So we'll need a form to which we're going to submit these checkboxes. And the form will need some kind of URL. So let's go to our routes and create a URL for updating all these records at the same time. So let's say resources users do, collection do, and I'm going to say patch, and I will say like bulk update. So we'll need this bulk update action to be present in our users controller. We'll say dev bulk update. And here we're going to have not just one user, but many user IDs that we pass in a form. And what is the form going to look like? Let's have a look at the route that we created. Let's go to Rails, info, routes, and we have this URL for bulk update users path. So let's add a form to this URL inside our index view. I will say form with URL will be bulk update users path. The method is going to be fetch. And what else do we need? So we need to tie this checkbox tag that is inside the user's partial to this form. And you see, the user partial in our case is not inside the form. We're not placing it inside the form, so we'll need to actually tell this remote checkbox tag that it needs to submit to this form with. So we can do it by supplying the form with a unique ID. Let's give it an ID that will be bulk actions form. Okay, and we're going to tell this checkbox tag to submit to this form. So I'm going to say form bulk actions form. And by telling this, we know that this checkbox will be submitted to this bulk actions form, to this URL, and the method is patch, as we said in our routes. Okay, looks fine. Let's see if it works. So going to the HTML, here we have a form with ID bulk actions form, and next to each checkbox we see that it references this bulk actions form. and we need some way to submit this form. So we would need to add some kind of visible submit button. So let's go to our form and add a submit button. How can we do it? Let's add a block. So let's say do form, and we will have something like equals form.submit. Okay, let's go back, and here we have the save button, and let's see what will happen. So I click save, and did anything actually happen? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me display both on the screen, the terminal and the browser. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working well. So I click save, and you see something happens. But, well, the action is empty. So let's try to debug it. What do we actually pass to our bulk update action? Let's say binding.b. Now, again, I will go to our form. I will select a couple of users, click save. And here we are in our binding. Let's say params. And you see we've passed two user IDs to the params. And the commit message is save. So this is the save, the default commit message when we add the form.submit. Okay, so we managed to pass a few user IDs. Now we want to be able to say that we don't want to just save all these records, but we want to do something different. So here we will have all these user records that we have in the params. Let's say params user IDs. Here we have all these user IDs, and we have this commit message that is save. If we don't want to save, we want to have two different buttons on the form to either mark the selected records as active or as disabled. So let's go back and add a few actions inside our form. Instead of having just form submit, we will have, let's say, form submit, and the name of the submit will be active. And we'll have form submit with the name disabled. And let's try to click in one of the two buttons and see what happens. So I will refresh once again. I will select a couple of users. I will click disabled, and let's have a look at the params. So you see the commit message is disabled. User IDs are 2 and 3. Okay, so based on a different commit message, we can tell the controller action to do something different. So let's say params commit. Here we have disabled, and params user IDs. So let's use these two in the controller. Here we have params commit and params user IDs. And we'll say if the params commit equals disabled, we're going to mark them disabled, and if the params commit equals active, we're going to mark these users as active. Okay, so how can we finish doing this? Let's find the users that have these IDs. So first of all, we're going to find the users. I will say selected users equals user.var ID equals params user IDs, or actually instead of just params user IDs, I will say params.fetch, then I will say user IDs or empty array.compact. And this will help us have fewer errors if we try to pass like no users, for example. Okay, so we will have selected users. Let's see if it will work in the debugger. Let me try to get selected users. So you see, based on these IDs that we passed, we managed to get the selected users. And we're going to do some kind of conditional action on the selected users. So if params commit equals disabled, we're going to say at selected users.update update all. We'll take the status and mark it as disabled. And if the params commit is active, we will take all the users and mark them active. So let's make it else if. Okay, and let's redirect to the previous action. So redirect to action index. Okay, let's quit and start the server once again and see if it works. So here I have 3 users that are active and 7 that are disabled. This one is disabled. Let's try marking just this user as active, and it seemed to have worked. Okay, and the users bounced a bit, so let's display them as ordered users. Let's say user.order created at descending. We'll just add some order. Okay, and here we have active users first. Now let me select the first 2 users, for example, mark them active. You see, this one has been marked from disabled to active. Let's take the first 3 users and mark them as disabled. And you see, they have been marked as disabled. So it works. And you see, we did a few interesting tricks in this episode. So we've added a checkbox tag to the user partial, and we say that we can pass in multiple users. And for this specific checkbox, we pass in just this particular user's ID. And we have this checkbox tag that references a remote form. Here is the remote form that has a unique ID that we set, and it has 2 buttons. And based on the button that we submit, in the controller action, we do something different. So we either mark all the users as disabled or mark them all as active. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Goodbye.